Craig 87 here for episode 51 of the Iron Den. Today is going to be hamstrings, lats, and calves. Not necessarily in that order. Woke up at 239, so that's 2 days in a row I've been 239. So I did drop below the 240 that I was kind of hoping to stay above, but if that's my bottom out number, that's a pretty high bottom out number. That's very close to 240. So I'm not super disappointed with that. What I think I need to do is just keep doing what I'm doing, you know? I have 3 different days I have a 4,800 calorie day, which is today is one of them, and legs will be the other day. I have a day where just train my other training days. They're about 4,500 and change, and then my rest days are 42 or 4,300 and change. So that's 3 different days that I'm playing around with my calories. So this is the most complex and most layered diet that I've been on, and I'm getting used to it. I haven't wrote it. My coach wrote it. I've never done anything this complex, so I have a very good feeling, you know, if everything goes according to plan, that I'm gonna look pretty fucking amazing. And I'm not just saying that to brag or anything, but like, I'm obviously taking supplements I've never taken before. I'm taking a very complicated diet I've never done before and sticking to it like I've never stuck to a diet before. I'm training harder than I ever have. I'm posing more than I ever have. I'm taking more supplements, like just all the vitamins I'm taking, like everything. I'm taking like 17 different supplements. I should make a video on that. Actually, there is a TikTok on it, but I should probably post it to Instagram and see how that goes. But anyways, what was I going back to? Yeah, the accumulation of everything I'm doing is going to bring a package like there's no tomorrow. I want to win this tournament. Like, I think I have what it takes to win the Ottawa Open Classic. You know, it only gets harder from there, you know? So if I can't do this, then that'll be a big eye-opener, let's face it. I got to win my height class, then I got to win the overall. Then I'm probably going to do another show a couple weeks later. I haven't said anything about that yet, but I will once I know more about it. Once I'm sure I can get the time off from work, and then I'm going to probably bulk back up and do the nationals the next year, assuming I qualify for the nationals. Now, in order to qualify for the nationals, I have to finish in the top 3. I have to place top 3 at a regional event. But I don't want to go to the nationals just to show up. I want to go there to win. So really, I need to win the regional. Like, if I only finish 3rd place and technically qualify, am I really going to win? Because the nationals are going to be loaded with other winners, 2nd place finishers and 3rd place finishers. So, you know, it's stacked. And I have to win the overall at the nationals, and that gives me the pro card. So yeah, you know, I think it's quite a bit of ways, but I'm on track. You could even say I'm ahead of schedule, but there's really no such thing as ahead of schedule, because doing your best is what you should always be. I'm not doing better than my best. Now the goal is to just stay here and not fall off. Consistency, you know, consistency. That's what separates amateurs from pros. Because, you know, there's plenty of amateurs with great physiques. But it's the pros that are able to keep building on those great physiques and make those little improvements every year, you know? Because once you reach a certain level, there's not a ton of gains to be made. You can only look so good. You can only be so big and so ripped. Remember, my weight cap is 209 pounds. I can't be heavier than 209 pounds. Now, will I be 209 pounds this year? If I'm guessing, I'd say no, but the goal is to be as close to it as possible. But I should be over 200. And then I would do another show, and then I'd probably be either a pound up or down from that one. And then when I went back on the bulk, to go to the nationals, I'd be heavier, because the nationals, I'm guessing, would be next summer. So I'd have probably 6 to 8 months to get ready for that one. Well, there's several nationals. Me and my coach would pick one. It would likely be in Toronto, and those are called the Natural Pro Qualifiers. And that's where you go to, or not natural, but the open Pro Qualifiers. And then that's where you would go to get an IFBB Pro Card. And then, assuming I win, which is, making a lot of assumptions, the nationals might take me a couple of years to win. I mean, there's guys that have been competing there 5 years in a row, 10 years in a row. This will be my first time, and again, that's assuming I even qualify. So, as soon as I get on to the next level, it's like being a rookie all over again. And I'm far from like a 20-year-old prodigy. So yeah, basically, that's how that kind of thing works. So I should be at the gym in about 25 minutes. And I think I'll continue when I get to the gym. Not on the pro qualifiers and all that, but on just getting to the exercises. First exercise should be laying hamstring curls. So I think I'm going to try to match what I did last week. My hamstrings are still a little sore from last week. I'm thinking 155 pounds for as many as I got. All right, see you then. All right, time for my first set, first exercise. Going up to 155 from 140. Quality over quantity, I want at least 12. All right, let's do this shit. Control the negatives, baby. 1. Good stretch. 2. 3. 4. 5. That's a good pace. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. We'll call that 12. Definitely failure. 60 seconds now. All right, time for set number 2. Down to 110 pounds. All right, just like last time, quality over quantity. The very last rep could be a cheater rep. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12 slow. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 60 seconds begins now. Third and final. Last week I got 80 pounds for 10. I have a feeling I could easily beat that. And that's the plan. So 11 plus. I don't want to beat it by 5 reps though. It means I was making it too easy. I want to just barely beat it. Intensity of effort, that's what counts. 1. 2. 3. 4. Painful all the way through. 5. 6. I haven't recovered from the last set. 7. 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ooh. Ooh, very happy with that. Let's see what's on next on the docket. Time for a marathon set on the hip abductor. So in the past, I've always done level 7. The levels are based on how far apart the starting position is going to be, or where the stop comes in. I went to level 8, so this is going to be way past my range of motion. So I'm not going to go out as far as I can, but I should be able to go further out than ever before. And since that's the stretch part of the movement, I, in theory, am making this movement more effective. Of course, it will be more risky as well. I've already warmed up with 82.5. And now I'm going to do the whole stack, 135. I'm going to taper off pretty quickly. I'm only going to take 30-second breaks. The first set is the most important set. This is the torture set. Last week I did 13 with the same weight, but it was at a level 7. This week's at a level 8, so let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, do the stretch, 11, one more, 12, stretch it out, and it is 30 seconds begins now. I'm happy with that. I did one less rep, but I was stretching way more every time. For me, that's a big improvement. But now I'm going to drop it down to 75 pounds. 30 seconds is not much of a break, and I'm still going to be toast. And again, the goal is stimulus, not how much weight I can lift. I'm not an ego lifter. I'm not a power lifter. I'm a muscle builder. All right, that was 30 seconds. Let's do this shit. 1, slow negative. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 more, 11, 30 seconds begins now. Not bad. But now I'm going to go down to 60, which is actually below warm-up weight. I warmed up with 75, if you recall. But I'm very tired now. That's good. I should have no problem adding gas to that fire. Pouring gasoline on the fire going on in my muscles. All right, that's 30 seconds. Last set. Let's do this shit. 60 pounds. 1, control the weight. 2, control the weight. 3, I want my muscle to be under constant tension. 4, starting to burn. 5, pretty badly. Right in here. 6. I can help myself with the positive. 7, but then let the negative, my muscle do all the work. You're stronger at the negative than the positive. 8, 9, 10. I think we'll call it there. Let's go hit the leg press. All right. Time to perform a little experiment. Now, last week, I got 550 pounds for 17 reps, which is pretty good. In fact, it's almost too many reps. So I want to go heavier. But it's funny, I always say that the stretch is the most important part that I want to emphasize. But I'm not doing that on leg press for some reason. And I'm going to try it here. I've never tried this before, so let's see how this goes. I'm going to bring it all the way down and hold it for like a second or half a second and then bring it back up. Which is going to make this very, very, very hard. So I may fail after 6. I have no idea. I do not have a baseline established for this. First things first. Let's go hit some smelly salts. Like I always say, a hit of oxygen to the brain can't be a bad thing. I'm not losing reps on it. All right, let's try this. I have no idea how this is going to go. All right, here we go. All the way down, pause, and then up. One, 2, 3, 4. So far, so good. 5, 6. This is all the smelly salts. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, God. Oh, my God. 90 seconds. Begins. Actually, it's a minute. Begins now. So I got 13 with a pause. And then I added 7 normal reps. So probably one of the biggest workloads I've ever done. I now have a baseline. I'm pretty sure I could try that next week with 550. The question is, what am I going to do for set number 2? 20 reps is a lot. I don't think. Let's go 13, 7. I think I'm going to go 500 again. But I'm going to do them all normal. Just that top set, I want to pause them. Although I'm still going to try to come down as low as I can. Because the more I stretch the quad, the bigger they'll grow. All right, time's up. That was a good solid minute. I'm still tired. Have not recovered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah! 1 minute starts now. 8 reps. I'll take 50 pounds off and go again with 450. Third and final set. We're down to 450. So that's 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 450. I'm gonna go at my regular tempo. Slow, but no pauses. I want to hit at least 10. But you know what? From rep number 2, I'm gonna want to rack the weight. So we'll see who's gonna win. Is Craig gonna win, or is the pussy inside Craig gonna win? Fuck. Okay. Give me a second. I want to meditate. I'm ready to go. One, 2, 3, 4. I'm on fire. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One more. Ah! Whew. 12. I'm very, 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 very happy with that set. I feel pain. I feel pain. I feel discomfort. I can feel that pre-workout is still kicking in. I gotta bring these down. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. No matter what, today has been an excellent day. Productive day. Whatever else I do is gravy. Woo! Okay. All right, time for some standing calf raises. Since this is my very first set of calf raises, I'm gonna go heavy to 210, but taper off pretty quickly, and I'm only gonna do 3 sets. It'll still be a 30-second break though, so that's not much, more of a glorified rest pause at this point. But remember, it's all about intensity and quality, not weight and reps. All right, let's do this shit. All the way down, hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it at the bottom. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Top set in the books. Right, let's go hit some seated calf raises. My top set's going to be 140 pounds, which is relatively high compared to what I've been doing in the past, but I'm going to taper off pretty quickly. Let's see how many I have in the tank. I want to do at least 10, emphasizing that stretch at the bottom. All right, let's begin. All the way down. Let the weight rip my calves apart. 1. Negative with control. 2. Full extension at the top. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 'Oh yeah! Thanks, guys. I'm going to try a variant of one of my famous exercises, the kneeling pull down. I'm going to use a bench and see how that goes. This is my top set, 77.5. Oh yeah, get a nice good stretch. Come down. 1. Oh, I like that. 2. 3. 4. 5. Full stretch, full stretch. All the way down. 6. Control the negative. 7. Control the negative. That's where the muscle is. 8. Muscle doesn't grow on trees, it grows on the stretch. 9. 10. 11. Ooh, and we'll call it there. Oh yeah. I'll change hands, baby. One. 2. Stretch it all the way out. 3. Control the negatives. Let the weight pull my lat apart. 4. Again. 9 muscle connection the whole way. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. One more. Make it hurt, make it hurt, make it hurt. Nice and slow. All the way, all the way. Control the negative. Control it, control it. Control it. Feel that stretch. Feel that stretch. Oh, yeah. Ooh. I like this variant a lot more. All right, I'll see you on pullovers. All right, I skipped the pullover machine. It was being used. And I got a very good lat stretch on the cables. So now let's go hit some poses. All right. Front relaxed. Quarter turn to the right. Quarter turn to the back. Quarter turn to the right. Ooh. Front double bicep. Side chest. Back double bicep.
Abs and thighs. Classic Physique pose in my choice. Ooh. Not too bad. Let's hit those all over again. All right. We'll finish this up in the car and sum up the workout.
I just had a killer workout. Very happy with that. I was very happy with the leg press. That was my first time trying something out, and it was very effective. I think I'm going to do all my leg presses like that. Definitely the top set, no question about it. Just pausing at the bottom, pausing on that stretch part. I think that's very, very, very productive. It's not something I can maintain throughout the entire set, really, or even or exercise. I did 13 of the pauses, and then I did another 7 with the regular tempo. Using that bench instead of being on my knees made that exercise a lot more comfortable, and that was the cable row. And I think that's the way to do it. That's not always going to be accessible in the gym, but every time it is, I'm going to do it. I skipped the pullover because there was just a bunch of people using it, and I didn't want to wait in line, and I was pretty much toast. It would have just been junk volume. I don't want to do sets and reps and exercises just for the sake of doing them. Unless I can give at least 90% to it, to me, there's no point. You're just accumulating fatigue, and you're hurting the nervous system, but you're not really going to, I don't know, your body's ability to recover is going to be hit hard. And that's just not what I want to do. My goal is to be as efficient in the gym as possible, get the best possible stimulus to fatigue ratio, as possible, and I believe I hit it. The whole workout was an hour and 47 minutes. Like I said, I'm very delighted. My times are starting to go down under 2 hours. I'm rarely hitting 2 hours. I got the calves really good. I just showed the top sets now. I'm not going to show all the sets. I mean, once you see one set of calf raises, you've pretty much seen them all. There's nothing really else to see. And I don't want the videos to just drag on. I want it to be interesting as possible, to get you a good idea of what I'm doing, but I don't need to show every exercise, every set. But you got the top sets, so those were the heaviest. Those were when I was at my freshest as well. It's pretty much all downhill from there. Let's see. I feel good. I'm leaving the gym. I'm not burnt out. I liked doing the laying hamstring curls twice, as opposed to going from laying and seated. The seated is just, I don't like it as much. I don't like the stretch part as much, and I don't like the contraction part as much. It's very unusual in this gym. So, but the laying one's very good. So that's what I like about it, and that's what I'm going to keep doing. Let's see, what else did I do that I want to comment on? I think there's one more exercise. Oh yes, bringing the legs together. That was fantastic. You know, I can actually feel it in like the muscles. My quad's getting bigger. I never had that before. This is like 4 or 5 weeks I've been feeling it. But going as hard as I can on the hip abductor machine, which is when I bring my knees together seated. It's very, very, very productive exercise. Very happy with it. I can now do the whole stack, but I only do it for the top set. And then I cut back to about half that weight, 75 pounds, and then 60 pounds for the third set, with only a 30-second break. So you got to keep in mind, a 30-second break's not much of a break at all. I mean, I'm still burning from the last set, and that's kind of the point. That's how I raised the intensity. And basically, well, let's see here. I kind of lost my train of thought. Yeah, I went from a 7 to an 8 for the extensions, for the abduction, and I'm gonna keep it there. I like going nice and wide on that. Remember, the contraction's not the most important part. The stretch is the most important part. And the wider you go on the abduction, the better the stretch is. Of course, it's important. You don't want to go too fast on that machine, because that's how you injure yourself. It has to be controlled. The negative has to be controlled all the way through, especially on that last rep, because I see a lot of people doing controlled and doing it well, and then when they're ready to rack the weight up, they just let it fly out of their control. And the problem with that is that you may not feel the tear right away. It might take 2-3 days to feel the tear. And then you're going to be wondering, what exercise, what happened? And then you're going to think, oh, well, when I go to the gym, I hurt myself, so it's not worth going to the gym. But it's actually being very sloppy with your weights, especially on that last rep when you rack it. I was watching these kids doing the pullover machine, and you know, they're doing very slow negatives. I was very happy with them, but then on the last set, they just drop it basically. And I'm like, well, that's when you're the most fatigued. You know, that's when you should do a very slow last rep. I mean, that's where your productivity in the exercise gets better and better the deeper into the exercise you go. For example, let's say you're going to do 10 reps until failure. What's better for hypertrophy, the very first rep or the 10th rep? Well, it's the 10th rep. So that's not the rep you want to be sloppy on. That's the rep you want to do everything on. That rep is like as valuable as the last 3 reps you did. Now, I'm not saying those are exact numbers. I really just pulled that out of my ass, but it gets exponentially more valuable the closer to failure you get. And at rep 1, you're nowhere near failure. You're kind of just pre-exhausting the muscle at that point, which is an important part of the exercise, so it shouldn't be negated. And I'm not saying that it doesn't matter. It matters. But what I am saying is that as a whole, your last few reps are far more valuable than your first few reps or your middle reps. So those are the ones you got to control, and you're far more likely to injure yourself at the end when you're nearly exhausted. So please don't drop the weights. Control them down, all the way down. Even if you've done it 100 times and haven't hurt yourself, it only takes that one time. You got to be very mindful in the gym. I mean, if you were to ask most lifters that have been training 10 plus years how many injuries they have, my guess is you could ask 100 lifters, all 100 lifters could tell you something. It doesn't have to be that way. Unfortunately, people injure themselves very early on, and then they learn these lessons too late. But I digress. We're all humans. We all make mistakes. Things happen. I've been very fortunate to never really have a major injury. I have thrown my back out a few times, but it's healed up every time. It does get tight from time to time. It was a little tight yesterday, actually, but yesterday was a day off, so I kind of dodged a bullet there. I wear a belt when I have to. But not controlling your weight and just letting it, just dropping it while it's still connected to your muscle is very unwise. It's very unwise. Not only is it unwise for injury, but it's unwise for you're throwing your gains away. Okay, so now I'm just repeating myself, but I wanted to make it as crystal clear as possible. So again, like I said, my posing was very good. I was happy with that. My training was very good. I had a nice big meal right after training. I had my English muffins, peanut butter jam and salt with a protein shake. It was delicious. And now I'm going to go home and have my avocado rice and ground beef for dinner. And then before bed, I'll have my cream of rice, protein powder, peanut butter, and blueberries. I think there might be honey in there. I'm not sure. And definitely salt. So I get all my macros, keep it in the calories. Calories are going to be a nice 4,800. Hopefully with all these calories expended that I'm consuming, my weight's going to go up. With all the water I'm drinking, with all the supplements I'm taking, the thought is that I'm going to absorb all these nutrients as much as possible. And then with the training I'm doing, I'm stimulating the correct muscles and they will grow as a result of it. I'm going to get a ton of sleep tonight. I'm going to go to bed as early as I can, and I'm probably going to get a solid 8 hours. You don't need more than 9, but you want to get at least 8. And remember, it's quality over quantity. Just being in bed turning over, that's not quality. You need quality. And I would take 6 quality hours over 9 hours of tossing and turning any day of the week. So, well, that's a different rant. I'm not going to get into that. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. And I will be back tomorrow with my favorite day of the week, chest day. Peace out.